Sean McCoy, creator of the Mothership sci-fi horror RPG, created Dungeon 23, a challenge in which participants would draw one dungeon room every day for the whole year of 2023 to make a mega dungeon that a whole RPG campaign could be set in. Every day is a room, every month is a floor. So by the end of 2023, in theory, we'd have ended up with a 365-room, 12-floor mega dungeon. It might not be very good or very playable, but it'd be an achievement and a way to get yourself to make something every day. I decided to use this calendar-style planner to do my mega dungeon, drawing the rooms and areas directly on the days of the calendar, so the shape the months take on the page kind of dictates the overall shape of each floor. This whole thing is going to become a book and a set of posters. There's a Kickstarter for that coming soon. Stick around for more info. But for now, let's draw some days. Also, if you plan to play this dungeon someday, be warned, there's big spoilers ahead. The 11th floor, for November, is unique. Unlike all the floors that came before it, I actually sketched a rough outline in advance because I knew what I wanted it to be, the body of a dying goddess. I'm not going to get into who she is or why she's dying here, but in the epical time it takes for a goddess to die, myriad otherworldly creatures, parasites, and spirits can take residence and feed off of her fleeting vigor. Whalefalls were the inspiration for this level. A whalefall is a whale's corpse that has fallen to the seafloor. Its massive bulk feeds a unique ecosystem of strange deep-sea scavengers for years on end. So imagine the extraplanar entities that come to feast on the corpse of a god. Imagine the strange creatures that take up residence, like this slug demon prince who uses a magical flame as a hat and hoards invaluable magical artifacts that fall from the world above. I imagine the body of the goddess is slowly ossifying into a crystalline structure, which I represent with this texture of intricate shapes. There are undead dwarves in another area of her body that are mining the corpse crystal. It's valuable stuff. The way I laid this out to make it recognizably a body meant that a lot of days would be a little weird, like how this day, 11/21, is split between the ankle of one leg and the knee of the other. But other than the initial outline, I stick to the one day at a time approach. This is still meant to be a mostly spontaneous and unplanned project, though as I go, there wind up being more and more things to build on and call back to, and my pattern-matching brain wants to connect all the dots. It's made the later months significantly more difficult. I feel like this is a lightweight version of what George R.R. Martin must be going through with the Song of Ice and Fire books. He's built up so much over so long that it's got to be kind of paralyzing to try and pull it all together. Anyway, up above we have a pool of God's blood, and down here a field of shattered bone splinters. More of the crystalline fill. Up above, from the previous week, are cells of vampiric Gixan monks. Gixa is the goddess of life and death, so the undead have a particular affinity for her. This area has a collection of deep, narrow oubliettes the monks use to store people they capture and feed upon. This next area is the site of a lot of internal bleeding that has formed a great God's Blood lake. In the middle, a fleshy island with a pulsing boil. What would happen if one were to lance it? As yet, none have been brave enough to try. To the north, there's an old goat folk pilgrim who can be convinced to ferry your party across, though there's a limit to the risks he'll take. We're getting to the goddess's left arm here, and this area starts off like the rest, all ossified. but gradually shifts to still living tissue, muscle, and sinew. And cracked bones, a radius and ulna, dominating the space. In the next day, the bones are shattered, but from them flows a potent, life-giving fluid in glittering rivulets. And on their banks, some of the goddess flesh made sentient, a flesh golem kneels in contemplation, connected by umbilicals to the meaty walls. The golem is a powerful cleric, peaceful in disposition, but protective of the goddess it's a part of. A little shading here to help distinguish areas and separate the bones from the background, and the flesh extends into the fingers. Meanwhile, the fluid forms a deep, crystal clear pool, and way down at its bottom, a blue flame flickers. It may be essential to the party's journey, but the golem will not allow it to be removed. On to the final week, and back to the crystalline walls, outside of which is a void, not like the vacuum of empty space, but literally nothing. There is no space outside of these walls. This will form the end of the great God's Blood Lake, a little shore tucked away. A frog merchant sits here, unsure how he came to be in this place, but he gathers wares that accumulate in the Blood Lake and sings mournful songs about the home he lost, far, far above. Here we have emerging from the lake the bone that shattered, leaving 1121 covered in bone splinters. As I've mentioned in previous videos, a lot of this project winds up requiring you to find ways to justify things you made up a week ago, which is kind of the fun of it. It's like your past self gave you a bunch of weird puzzles to solve. The lake's a bit shallower here, but also more treacherous, as there are larger bone shards just beneath the surface. For 1129, we get the wall going and mark the next day where it'll connect. These will be laid out as you see here in the book, but for the posters, the two halves of each month will be more or less seamlessly connected. Okay, here we have the second part of something from way, way back in the dungeon. It involves the spirit of a vicious serpent goddess being trapped by her daughters. It's a long story, you'll have to get the book to find out. But suffice to say, there are 6 pointy pillars here, where the god's blood is impossibly deep, and a writhing serpent spirit is trapped, entangled between them. Let me check what I called it. Right, the infinite burial of Sarkasha. That's that snake goddess. The last day, a knee is the connecting bit of the God's Blood Lake, where there is this little nook that I made really tiny. Kind of too small to draw anything in it, even for me. But here's something that'll fit. Another oubliette, but this one will be special. It's a portal that connects to one of the others in 1122 from before. A secret way to traverse the floor. And here's the whole month, all the areas done. There's a lot more to add, tables, stats, and additional information. But the main part, the physical space, is done. Just 1 month to go after this. Okay, so this book is going to be called The Blades of Gixa. It's coming to Kickstarter pretty soon. There will be a book and a pair of screen-printed posters, which I'm really excited about. Go to paradiso.ooo/Gixa or use the QR code to follow the Kickstarter and get notified when it launches. I'd love to see you there on day one. Also, if you want to support the stuff I make, videos like this and my crafting series, RPG books, and all kinds of other projects, you can join the likes of my amazing supporters over at paradiso.zone or right here on YouTube. There's 3 different tiers with different rewards, but the main thing is that you're supporting my work and enabling me to keep making it. Thanks so much for watching, and thank you for your support.